Welcome to the .odd.bros Power Sports Podcast. Today is going to be part 2 of the cook-off segment, and our two guests are going to be discussing the welterweight title picture in the UFC. So without further ado, let's get into it. Alright guys, what do you think about the welterweight title picture right now? And who do you think deserves the next title shot? Right? Who do you guys think is next up? And who's up and coming in the rankings right now that you're really excited about?
Oh, for the welterweight rankings, hands down, Leon Edwards. He's not really well known because, I myself haven't really watched Leon Edwards, so I'm not gonna talk like I'm some sort of expert on Leon Edwards. But from what I've heard, he's got the best win streak so far, I believe, in that division. He's run through Gunnar Nelson and Cowboy, so everyone's booked or everyone's kind of taken a loss in the top 5 of the division. Wonder Boy, he just got kind of knocked out last year, so his stock's a little bit low. I definitely do think Leon Edwards. Next to that, maybe Gilbert Burns with the knockout of Damian Maia, but I think he's still got to get a relevant win under. And just to clear things up, I think Masvidal's already got the fight, so I'm not saying at all that Masvidal doesn't deserve the fight. He definitely does deserve the fight. But I'm just saying in terms of like next fight after Masvidal and Usman, I say Leon Edwards.
All right, Patrick, I hear what you're saying. What about you, Stevie? What do you have to say? Who do you think is next in line?
Well, I think they have to give the fight to Masvidal, I think. Which I'm pretty sure Usman will dismantle that man. But I would love to see Woodley and Usman again, because people do have off nights, and he did get dominated. I do understand that. But I wouldn't mind seeing that fight again. I don't think it would turn out the same way it did the first time. But don't be surprised. The UFC is all about the money fight now. And Conor is sitting at number 5 in the division. So don't be surprised one bit if Conor slides in there for that title shot.
So Stevie, Patrick is saying that Leon Edwards is on his win streak, and after the Masvidal fight, he does deserve the title shot. So what do you think about that, and why do you think he's not getting the title shot next?
Yeah, Leon does have the longest winning streak in that division. But I think the reason why he's not getting pushed is because he's not well known in the States. But yeah, for sure, Masvidal and Usman will probably fight. But I wouldn't be surprised if they rebook Woodley and Edwards, which that fight does no good for Tyron Woodley, because if he loses, he's losing to a less ranked opponent, and they're taking his spot in the rankings. If he wins, well, he was supposed to win. So yeah, Leon probably.
Okay, I hear what you're saying, Stevie. Like, even though Leon Edwards does have the talent to compete for a title, he may not have the brand that's needed to be in the title fight. That's a very valid point, because the UFC, above anything else, is a business. But when you do look at the welterweight landscape, it's quite static. Like, there really is no heir apparent, if you will. But, like, what do you guys think of that? Like, Patrick, I want to hear your take on this.
Oh, man. I would totally think... I don't know. I think the welterweight division is a little bit stagnant now. I mean, we have, of course, Masvidal, but what happens if and when he loses? His stock is going to go far down. So this is a fight that he has to win.
Yeah, I agree. If Masvidal loses that fight, his stock is going to drop so far, because knocking out Teal, knocking out Askren with the knee, and the doctor stoppage with Diaz really blew him up. So, really, the knockout against Ben Askren is what really took him over the top, in considering fan base, I guess you would say. And I think this is a dangerous fight for Masvidal to take on Kamaru Usman. I don't think anybody wants that fight in the division, to be honest with you.
For me, like, this is a must-win for Masvidal, definitely, because as I said, yeah, his stock will drop like very far down. Um, Also, it's really good for the welterweight division too, having like a very fun to watch striker at the top of the division, knocking people off. And maybe one day we'll even like see like what would you rather see, like McGregor or Usman, or McGregor against Masvidal, right? That's an easy question for me. In my opinion, Usman's a great fighter. I don't really like watching him fight. In my opinion, he's the welterweight Phil Davis. Um, it doesn't really do much good for the welterweight division. It's just going to keep it kind of stagnant and stale.
So does Jorge Masvidal have a chance going into this fight, or is Kamaru Usman's wrestling going to be too much for him to overcome? Is he going to take him down, get him with the ground pound, or maybe even submit him or take him to decision? Or does Jorge Masvidal have a chance, given that he is an exceptional striker and probably one of the best in the division?
Man, I don't know. I think you'd be surprised. I think Masvidal has a better chance than a lot of people think. I think his counter wrestling is very good. I think his striking is a lot better than Usman's. Yeah, I know Usman's going to keep the pressure, but I don't think he could keep I don't think he could keep Jorge Masvidal down as some would think.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think Masvidal's striking is way better than Usman's. So he's not going to want to stand there and trade with him. But who knows? He might want to prove a point, kind of like when him and Kobe fought, two great wrestlers, and they stood up and struck the entire time. So maybe Usman might stand there and want to throw strikes with Masvidal and get. But I think if Masvidal wins that fight, you can guarantee book it that him and Conor will be fighting next. That's the big money fight.
Exactly, and if Masvidal shows up and gives like an absolute tooth and nail fight to Usman and he loses like a split decision, like his stock will still rise. I just hope it's not like a typical Kamaru Usman fight where he just kind of like wrestles you, punches you in the ribs and that kind of thing.
Stevie, you're all right. Conor McGregor is the money fight, but I don't think Conor McGregor would want to fight Kamaru Usman for the title because that just wouldn't be fair. I wouldn't want to. I would pay to watch that fight just to see him lose, but I don't think that would be a fair fight from a competitive standpoint. But if it was Masvidal on the other hand, I think he would have a better chance against Masvidal just because it's more of a stand-up based fight if he's fighting against Masvidal compared to Usman. But I don't know. Give me your guys' take on this.
No, I agree with you. I think he'd have a better chance against Masvidal because it's striker versus striker. But yeah, he would absolutely get like bullied. And Usman's even said himself it wouldn't be fair. And like yeah, he's more than right. It wouldn't be fair. I agree with you.
Yeah, but I mean, like whether or not we agree with that or not, like whether or not we think Kamaru Usman is just a bridge too far across from McGregor. If he wants that fight, we know Dana White. He's just about that paper, and Conor's his boy, and Conor makes some money, so he'll probably put them into that fight if Conor wants it. But yeah, I mean, you guys made some very, very good points, right? Even going back to Leon Edwards. He might need a more marquee name win just to get his brand built more in the States, but he is definitely on the rise. He's definitely on the come up. Gilbert, he needs probably a couple more marquee wins as well, corporate quality wins. And then same thing, get his name out there, build his brand. But yeah, if you guys have anything more to add, I'll give you the chance to do that right now.
Yeah, the welterweight division is stacked. A lot of great fighters. But yeah, I would say same thing pretty much with you that Jorge is next in line. Leon Edwards should get a title shot, but I don't think the UFC is behind him yet. And Gilbert Burns has got to get a good quality win. Maybe they'll match him up with Tyron Woodley. That'd be a good fight. So there's a lot going on in that division. There's a lot to look out for. A lot of great.
All in all, I think I said everything I needed to say. The welterweight division is where it's at, and I think Masvidal deserves it next. After that is Leon Edwards, possibly Gilbert Burns if he could get a sick win. So that's my take.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for coming on the podcast. I greatly appreciate it. Just let the subscribers know your social media, where they can find you at. And thank you for being on the podcast.
Yeah, anytime, man. I am available anytime to do a podcast with you. But anyways, people can find me on Instagram at king_Renfro, RENFROW. You can find me on Facebook at Stevie Renfro, and you can also join my Facebook group at UFC Live.
Yeah, last thing I have to say is thank you for having me on this podcast. Stevie, it was an absolute pleasure. John, an absolute pleasure. This was a good debate. Come holler at your boy, Patrickdelorme. Come find me on Instagram. Thanks for having me out.
And you can find us, the Odd Bros, at the.odd.bros on Instagram. And you can find us anywhere you get your podcasts, be it Spotify, Google Play, iTunes, wherever you get your podcasts, we there. You can find us. Find it at the Odd Bros Power. All right, this is your favorite sports podcast, and we out.